Yeah, so I was on my way home this morning and I noticed that the bus had stopped, but there weren't the usual kind of flashing lights. The stop arm wasn't out. And so I thought, what's going on here? And then I noticed all the debris on the road and the other vehicle to the side. And I popped my head out the window. I said, is everything okay? To the gentleman standing to the side. And he said, yeah. And he, everyone seemed a little bit shaken up. And then I looked around and I thought, there's no police here yet. There's no EMS. So this must have just happened. So I immediately put my vehicle into park and I got out and I came around to the side of the bus, and the bus driver was there already. I think a parent or someone who had also been witness to it from the other side had stopped and was offering assistance. And so I just did the same. I said, can I help in any way? The kids were pretty rattled. So as a mother myself, hearing that in the bus, I thought, how can I help to maybe calm some of the kids down or just reassure them that, everything's okay. The adults are here now. And by that time, another parent had pulled up and just offering assistance and help in any way that I could, just as a caring sort of mom parent. And what was really concerning and surprising to me is that police hadn't arrived yet. So from what I gather, by the time I got there, police had already been radioed by the bus driver. And shortly thereafter, a mechanic arrived, part of, I guess, maybe the busing company. And so, we're all chatting. We're thinking, how can we support the people who are upset and what's happening here? And I would say about 10 minutes go by before the first cruiser shows up. So that to me was a little bit concerning, how long it took EMS to arrive, emergency services. I had to redirect two vehicles kind of around because it was very congested what was happening here. And there was some upset kids. So I think the other person who arrived just before me was a teacher, maybe an EA. And so she went onto the bus and kind of helped get the kids calmed down and, quell some of their fears. And so that was really reassuring. And then, of course, as soon as police arrived, I thought, okay, police are here. I'm going to go on my way.
When you were the direction you were heading east, so you couldn't see the damage, but once you got closer, you could see the damage. It was a major impact.
Oh, yeah. So I just went right to the side of the bus at first just to see if everyone inside was okay. That was my kind of immediate concern. And then I walked around and I saw the extensive front damage of the person's vehicle who had, I guess, T-boned the side of the bus. And it looks like that vehicle is probably pretty much totaled. But there was extensive damage also to the bus. And when the mechanic arrived, he said, yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't want to hold you up, but they went with kids on the bus. Were they crying? Like, were they?
Yeah, some kids were pretty upset and crying, and that, again, just as a mom, that really pulls on my heartstrings, and you don't like to see any kid in distress. So that's where I felt kind of compelled to just offer my assistance. Of course, I'm not going to go onto the bus as just a random person on the street, but that was a concern, definitely. And then once that other, as I said, I think she was some sort of school staff, she went up and, started to cheer the kids up, say the worst is over, get out your lunches. If you have a snack, have some water, just kind of recalibrate everything. So after that, they seemed a lot better.
Collisions happen, that's the fact of life, but the one thing that did concern was just the amount of time for emergency services.
As I said, at least 10 minutes. It got to the point where the mechanic, we're looking around, we're going, where are the police? Where's the consensus was that the children had to be assessed by ambulance paramedics, and we're saying, where are they? Two parents had arrived, I had arrived, this other woman arrived, and a mechanic arrived, and the backup bus to take the kids eventually to hopefully their final destination of the school had also arrived. So all of these people had already gotten on scene, and there were no police, paramedics, fire, no one.